hope you all tomorrow. Welcome to Meet Medical Education Exclusive Talk 2022 by AMSA-Jember. I'm Umar, and currently I'm a second-year medical student in Jember University, and also an EB of AMSA-Jember 2021-2022. Here I will be the moderator for the first episode of Meet 2022. But before we jump to the exclusive talk, I would like to tell you briefly about the spectacular event. So as I have said before, MIT is the abbreviation of Medical Education Exclusive Talk, which is in this event, we will talk about exclusive topics of medical education and the lifestyle of medical students abroad. With our special guest today, Annie from AMSA Taiwan. So I am sure our viewers are so excited to have this exclusive discussion with us, especially with our special guest. Now, without further ado, let me introduce our guest today. So our guest, or you can call her with Annie, is a very remarkable student in National Taiwan University, Faculty of Medicine. And she is currently a second year of medical student and with a ton of achievement. Just a few examples of those magnificent achievements are, the first one is, she is being the outstanding youth of China Youth Corps, and she is being the honorable mention of Reading Science of Macronic Science Awards. And Annie also has tons of experiences in being an ambassador in medical field, also in her participation in AMSA. She is a youth ambassador in Taipei City, and she is a vice director of School Ambassador of Taipei First Girls High School. And she also has the experiences of being a local officer of Research Exchange of National Taiwan University 2021 and 2022, and she is the volunteer of the 32nd World Congress of International Association of Surgeons, Gastroenterologists, and Oncologists. And don't forget that she is as director of AMSA Taiwan 2021 and 2022 as always. And also she is speaker in various AMSA sessions. Anyway, speaking about a speaker, our guest today is also a trilingual. She can speak in Mandarin, English, and French. So that was a little information about our guest background. So let's move on to the next section, which is our main section, the talk show. Before that, let me welcome our special guest first. So hello, Annie.
Hello everyone. My name is Annie.
Okay, how are you today?
I'm doing just quite right, but you know, I just contracted with norovirus, but better. I can do better.
I hope you get well soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So could you please introduce yourself again?
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Annie. I'm currently a sophomore in National Taiwan University, and I'm also the national director of AMSEP Taiwan, Chapter Taiwan for this tenure. And I have a lot of love for traveling and also food. But because of the pandemic, I couldn't really do the travel. So I hope like after all of this pandemic and we can all get to meet, like can see my AMSEP friends from other countries, and I can also go to see the world more. Yes. So hello guys.
Hi, I hope so the pandemic will become to an end, right? So let me know, how do you feel being here with us today?
I feel really excited and I'm really honored to be invited. So thank you for asking me to be here. And I hope that my answers about the medical education in Taiwan can actually enlighten you guys more about our different systems and to yours and have more knowledge.
And now we have known each other better. Let's just get right into our first topic. Are you ready, Annie?
Yes, I'm totally ready.
Okay, sure. Before we talk further about the exciting topics such as differences of medical education systems and culture and other stuff, we could love to know the path of becoming a medical student in Taiwan. There are two questions for this topic, so please you can freely share it with us. Okay, jump to the first question. The first question is, how is the process of being a medical student in your country?
Okay, so like first and foremost, because we go enter a medical college right after we graduate from high school, so we usually have this kind of SAT test. It's like a admission test. So for everyone, whether you're going for engineer or whether you're going entering medical field, you have to take the same test, and then your score will kind of decide um, which school, which kind of major you can apply for, because different majors have different kind of like criteria for certain subjects. Like for engineering, maybe they have higher requirements for math or something like that. And so like for medical schools in Taiwan, we usually requires perfect scores. But it's kind of like depends on how everyone is doing on the same year. But like usually like medical school is a really like hot major for everyone, like popular major. So usually we have to get this perfect score. And then after applying to the universities, and we also have to take a second round of tests that is constitutes of like meetings and interviews, and also some university requires kind of like lab test, and you also have to like see whether you're competent enough. Like different schools have different ways to like checking your competencies. But while there are second ways to enter the school as well. So the first way is the main rules, because it's the first test that we take, the first grand admission test that we take. For the second test, we have this kind of like it's kind of like you can just think of as a second test. Maybe some people will think as a second chance for you to enter universities, but actually it consists of like harder exams, and they have broader subject tests. So it's like kind of like simpler, but the questions will be harder, and it usually take longer time to prepare. So these are the two main ways that you can enter universities, and also the medical colleges is also included in those kind of options. So these are the main ways that how we enter a medical college. So the medical training and medical universities are actually consist of the undergraduate programs. Like I know in some countries that they don't include undergraduate programs in their medical training. So in Taiwan, we do. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So for as we know that the medical student or the medical field is just a very what is it a very like a very everyone want to get into the medical, or everyone want to be a medical student, right? So yeah, basically we are same right now. Okay, so let's jump. So there are so many tests that in Taiwan that applied for before we jump to the medical field. Okay, so let's just go to the next question, which is what were the struggles in your process of becoming a medical student, and how did you overcome it?
Okay, so this will be a really long story, so you guys have to bear with me. Okay, so like actually,
okay.
like yeah, for my age, I should be in the third year of medical college, but I'm actually a sophomore student. So the reason is why. So after I graduate from like when I was in the third year, the last year of high school, I was planning to study abroad, and my main major, which I want to study, was not medical college. It's not like anything about regarding medicine. I was trying to do neuroscience, and I applied to like University of Toronto, and I was accepted. However, I don't have the kind of financial aid, and I applied for a full scholarship. And after 4 years of knowing my acceptance from University of Toronto, I received that I did not get the full scholarship. So I was like contemplating whether I should go or not. But while at the same time, as I mentioned before, like the two main tests are already running in domestically. So I was kind of like contemplating, I want to go because I was really into like this kind of neuroscience and the idea of study abroad. Like I have experience in like being an ambassador. So I was like feeling, yes, I want to study abroad, but like no financial aid. So it's such a big obstacle for me. So then I just took the second test because it was no chance for me to take the first test already, because like I kind of like have give up on the first test because I was fully focused on studying abroad, the idea of studying abroad. So I didn't really prepare for the first test. So when I did the second test, I did not, and my score wasn't high enough for me to enter medical school. However, I was accepted in a dentist department. But like I was contemplating, like if I want to do study in Taiwan? What kind of major do I want? So I feel like after some deliberation and after some discussions with my parents and my family, I decided that I want to retake the test and I want to enter medical college for next year. And I am high and I want to get in the most prestigious one, the National Taiwan University. And here I am. So I feel like the biggest obstacles for me is actually kind of like reshape your path, because you have this perfect plan in your mind and you actually just have step right into the path. But then suddenly they tell you, no, the path is not going to the way you want. So you kind of have to be resilient enough to actually kind of like change your plan and then do the preparation that's needed and try to find a better way out. So I feel like the year was a little bit tough for me, but I think during the year of retaking the test and doing the preparation, I get the chance to actually absorb the whole lectures in high school better. And I actually have time to really focus on my mental resilience. So I feel like it's a really good opportunity for like overcoming these obstacles, like give up the dreams of study abroad and also like change your pathway and entering this college field, medical college field. So I feel like the obstacles is huge, is grand, and many people don't like the idea of retaking the test. But I feel like for this whole event, I actually gained a lot of insights about it. So this is my obstacles of like entering the medical field, and also how I overcome it and what I've gained from this experience. Yes.
Okay, that's quite very interesting story to share, right? Oh, so basically, yeah, we all know that for the path of becoming a medical student is not easy, but we have to do it for a better future, right?
Yes.
Okay, so okay, so yeah, your process is very amazing. That's so amazing. So well, no wonder if you are a very outstanding teacher now. Okay, now that we all that we already know how struggling are the path of becoming a medical student in Taiwan. Now, how is it like being a medical student there? Maybe we can start by talking about the culture, and also here are several questions about that. Okay, the first one is how was your transition to being a medical student? Was there any culture shock or some new tradition that is different from your studying experience back in high school?
I have to say that the most different part from like studying in medical college from aside from like high school is actually just like the same people like taking different majors in universities, like because we like in high school in Taiwan, like we have this kind of whole set rooms. You just have to sit there for the whole day and the teachers will come automatically, and you guys have the same classmates for maybe a year or 3 years for some kind of students. But like in college, you have to really take the initiative to actually to know people. You have to say, hey, like maybe Bob, do you want to hang out today? Like I know some great restaurant and I feel like we can hang out something. So you have to take the initiative. It's kind of like different in the past. And for the first year of actually entering a university, I feel the biggest most difficult thing for me is actually to accommodate that many professors don't have actually like that much passion or that much like capability to teach clearly. Of course, they have this kind of brilliant ideas and they are really intelligent, but maybe they are not really good at expressing like what they want to say for a lecture. So you try like, but you have to kind of squeeze the knowledge out of them. So you have to be really active in asking questions or maybe do more research on the subject he or she is talking about, so that you will know more about what he or she is doing. So when I remember event is that one of my friends in America asked me, hey, how's your first year in university? Like, how do you feel? I was feeling like I'm kind of shocked because I don't know how I should study for this like certain subjects, because I feel like the professor isn't really delivering the things really clearly. And the answer I got from him was really shocking as well. He said that the professor is good at doing research. They are not like really forced to be good at teaching at all. So it's like, so yes, you have to be you have to adapt to all kind of situations and all kind of people, including your classmates, your professors, and all kind of things to be actually be efficient enough to do all the things at the same time and study well enough. So I feel like the most shocking part is about like the curriculum, like how you make friends is also different, and the teachers and the way they like teach things are actually really different from high school. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, maybe, yeah, but for what you said before, I would like to repeat it again that for for the culture, there is no culture enough to do many things at the same time. So yeah, basically for the professor that we have, yeah, maybe he or she cannot or teach us a very detailed about the material, but we have to take our we have to what is it? We have to more active to do or to search our own material. So yeah, basically it is the same. Yeah, okay, so let's go to the next question. Okay, so basically in Indonesia here in our university, we study for 5 days a week, starting from Monday to Friday. Then we have our day off from Saturday to Sunday. But for us, we do not study anything medical on Friday. Instead, we have our class for general lessons such as religious lessons, language lessons, and even civic education. So by that, we are curious about your schedule at your university. Can you tell us about your schedule, and are there any other lessons you have in your study apart from the medical lesson?
Okay, so I think it's like many universities in Taiwan have this kind of requirements that you need to study something else besides like medical knowledge, like maybe not clinical knowledge, not like biochemistry. They want you to know more about other fields, especially the humanitarian part and the cultural part. So in National Taiwan University, because we are because the National Taiwan University is a university consists of many majors. So I have this kind of great opportunity to actually have the access to the lectures of different majors. And this is also a requirement for us to study like different classes, lessons besides our like those compulsory lessons. Like it's a requirement for us to actually graduate from our university. So for example, for me this semester, I take civic code as well. It's law related. And I also learn like international relationship. These are the courses that I take voluntarily. So different, like maybe my classmates will take another kind of lesson, or like maybe he or she will take literature, like in ancient Chinese. Like people take different courses, but we have this kind of like the same consensus that we don't want to just study medicine. We want to like explore our options. We want to like seize the chance to see more. So I feel like this is the more common like schedule in our among our classmates. And usually we have class from Monday to Friday, but it's not like from 7 to 9, or it's until the 4th grade. Like for now in the sophomore year, we don't have this kind of tight schedule. So there are still many like free time for us to do the things that we want and go for like study for other majors or different classes besides medicine. Like for example, one of my friends actually have this 2 degree, like he studies medicine and at the same time he also studied engineering. So he has to do this kind of like double shift. And I feel like many people utilize their time differently. And I am really glad that in sophomore year, I still have the chance to do like explore other subjects and lessons. And for our like compulsory lessons, of course we have this clinical lessons, and we also have this kind of like chemistry, we also have physics, calculus, and biology, something like that. But at the same time, we also have this kind of like more patient-based lesson. So the lecturers will tell you about like how or what the patients are feeling during certain kinds of situations, for you to actually like better know, like not just thinking from a doctor point of view, but also from a patient point of view. So it'll make us a more competent doctor in terms of maintaining a better patient and doctor relationship. So these are the courses that we take in, like at least it's in is true in my university, and I know like in many other universities in Taiwan, like they also have this kind of requirements to ask the students to study more as well. And for this semester, I also take language lessons, French, yes. So like many people can explore and sharpen their language skills in university as well. And I think I'm lucky enough to be have this kind of many resources at the same time, because I know like in smaller university, they don't have this much that much resources for them to actually learn that much. But I feel like my university have provided me a lot of like chances and resources for me to actually explore. Yes. So I'll say that in conclusion, I would say that my curriculum is actually diverse, and it's fun, at least for me, because I like international relationship and law at the same time. And yeah, I feel like it's kind of like really wholesome.
Okay, that's fantastic for what you tell us earlier. So there is one thing that I noticed, that you are currently like you interested in the international relationship, right?
Yes.
So why you choose the international relationship, or are you have a deeper, or are you have a reason for that?
Oh, so I actually have an older brother, and his major is in politics. And when he was in like college, he highly recommend this course. So I was feeling like when I entered the same university, I really want to take the class. But like unfortunately, when I was in my freshman year, I didn't get the chance to really get access to a class, because like the compulsory lessons already took the time span, and I cannot like really study at the same time. So like fortunately, I get the chance this semester. So when I see that yes, I'm qualified, then I was just like, yes, I'm going to take this class. Like, yeah. So I always said that the main influence is from my brother, but I also feel like knowing the international relationship is also a really crucial skill, especially in this global village, and the pandemic has shown that there's no boundaries. So I feel like learning this international relationship is actually a good insight for me. Yeah.
That's quite good and fantastic reason. Yeah. Okay. So we just go to the next question. Let's talk about the exams. Right here in Indonesia, we do our exams online. Do you do your exams online too? And usually, how is your preparation for an upcoming exam? And do you take an additional lesson for an exam?
Okay, so like usually we still take the classes like person to person, like because in online classes and online exams there are also many ways to find better way to do your answers instead of just focus on your test. I totally understand, like many of you have this kind of experience, like trying to find a better way out. Yes. So I feel like, yes, the university are still like trying to, like they encourage doing the test like in person, but we also have experience in the past, like in the pandemic era when it was like 2020 and it was like really serious. We also take tests online. So I feel like there are two options, but like more like many students and teachers still prefers like the more traditional way. Yeah. As for do we take additional lectures, like in Taiwan and the universities, that we don't usually take additional lessons for the exams. Like it's more like a high school thing. Like we will take additional lessons, like we will pay like tuition fee to other teachers, or like maybe personal faculties for them to teach us better. Like, but in university, I feel like everything is kind of like it's up to you. You have to take control of your life. So there's no more like plans from other adults. You have to do your own adults. So for study, you have to take control your own study plan. So I will first list down the things like and the dates of the test on my phone, and then I will see like when I am taking the lessons before the exams, I will know like how much time I will need it, how many time I have to prepare after these lessons for this exam. So I would just like start to calculate in my mind, and I would just like do plan, like a study plan, like maybe it's 2 week or 1 week. Like I need to reach certain goal in certain day. Like I have to finish reading page 1 to page 139 in this week. Sometimes like I will set goals like that, and I will do it step by step. So, and I think a really important point is that I cannot sacrifice too much of my like sleeping hours, or else like your health will going down, and your skins will be many like pimples, and you'll be really like anxious in the next day. So I don't feel like I'm the person that I can like lit the midnight oil just to like prepare for certain exams. So I am the more kind of like a planned person, and I would do the preparation really, really early so that I would know like I am in full control of my own schedule and my life at the same time. Yes.
Okay, that's a really good motivation for us because yeah, you know that especially I like to procrastinating all the things. So yeah, or before the exam, so I would like very panic and have a panic to prepare my exam. Okay, so I have one question about it. So what do you have any interesting topic in the medical field, like for anatomy maybe, or bio or physiology maybe, or pathology? Do you have any for this?
I'll say maybe immunology, because I feel like immunology is such a really edgy high tech subject at the same time. But like there are many like mechanisms and really different names, like INF gamma is like, and like a lot of names you have to remember without really rational reasons. But like it's better than parasites. So so like when I'm studying immunology, I feel like yes, these kind of mechanisms, although it seems irrational, they still have certain like path we can actually recognize that, so we can know like, yeah, T cells for what, B cells for what, and like how are they developed in our bodies. So when you know kind of things, you feel like I know myself better inside, because immunology is such a great part in our daily life. And since I'm now contracted with norovirus, I feel like, yes, I don't want to feel ill. It's such a bad feeling. And I really thank my immunology system for like combating the virus, the potential antigens in my body. So I feel like studying immunology is, I feel like learning your sensei, your 老师, and your helpers like in your body. So I feel like it's such a really interesting topic for me. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. I don't expect that you like immunology, because I am so hard to remind or to remembering the like the things that you call like, what is it? So basically
Cytokines, chemokines.
yeah, yeah, so the cytokines and maybe and many other types of cytokines. Yeah, that's quite good because immunology is like hard. It's quite hard for me, especially. Okay, let's just go to the next question. Okay, so basically in our path of becoming a doctor, we have to pass some phases. As in Indonesia, we have 3 stages consisting of preclinical, where we get the Bachelor of Medicine title, then the clinical stage, where we assist doctor under supervision, then we have an internship, and finally, we can actually be a doctor. So how is it in your country? Could you tell us the stage you have to pass to become a full-fledged doctor in your country?
Okay, so can I share my screen, because I have prepared a picture for me to utilize and demonstrate it to you guys. So I'm gonna, let me see if I can share my screen right now. Can you guys see my screen?
Oh yeah, we can see it clearly.
Okay, so in the past years, we have this kind of like 7-year undergraduate training, but now we only have this 6 years of undergraduate training. As I said, after we graduate from high school, we enter this blue bar here. And for the 6th year, the last year will be focused on this internship in hospitals rather than staying in the lecture classes in college. And then after the 6-year curriculum, we will enter this graduate years. That is 2 years in hospital, fully like equipped. We will want to make the field. So in the past 7-year undergraduate training, we only have 1 graduate year. But now in this new curriculum, we have this 2-year graduate years in hospitals. Yeah. And then after the 2-year graduate years, we have this specialty residency. So you have to also like be really experienced in the specialty that you want to maybe enter and gain a certificate. So after like, it depends on the specialty that you want to earn. So it will varies from 3 to 7 years. So this is for the yellow bar. So now like I want to talk about the grand exams for us to get the certificate that how you're qualified to be as being a doctor, fully fledged doctor in Taiwan. So in the 4th year in our undergraduate training, in the blue bar right here, we will take this first grand national exam. So all the medical students of the same year, or maybe from the previous year, if you didn't really pass the test last year, we will have to take this first session grand test. So after the first session, there will be a second one in maybe half year later, but the subjects will be different. So these two tests are really important. You have to all pass them if you want to gain the normal, like the most general certificate of being a certificate doctor. If you have like any additional questions about the system that I just shared about the medical pathway, you guys can raise the question right away. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so are you already done yet?
Not yet. I'm just in my sophomore year. Yeah, I'm still in the blue bar area.
Okay.
Like really the beginning of the blue bar area. Like I still have a long way to go. Like.
Oh yeah. So basically, I have some question of it. So basically, especially in your university, in your faculty of medicine, how's it like? How to tuition free, or you have to pay it for the like facilitation, for the library, for the books maybe? Is it provided by the university, or you just buy it? Or yeah, maybe.
Okay. Like so like for the tuition fee, we are quite low compared to many countries. So that's why like many international students come to Taiwan, especially our university, to study, because we're the most prestigious one in Taiwan, but also we have the lowest tuition fee. So it's actually a really great choice for everyone if you have the if you meet the criteria for acceptance. Yes. So as for the books and the lectures, we have assigned like certain lists that for this lecture we want you to have this kind of book, but you know, like people, we have someone like for each semester to help like the whole class to really like order the books or something like that. So if you really want to have the book, you can like order it. So the school won't like include the tuition fee, won't include the books, the textbooks, or any materials that the professors are going to suggest you to read. But also at the same time, the professors will sometimes like provide you certain materials for free. They will print it out or maybe give you the e-form so you can have the access and the link to it. So if you want the additional materials, you can actually just like link to the website and then download it on your phone or your laptop, something like that. So I think for the whole study cost, it's quite low compared to many countries. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe some of my friends are interested in study abroad in Taiwan. Okay, so I already mentioned that I have a friend from Taiwan, but she is already studied in another university here in Indonesia in an online education like that. So for her, she actually told me that there are a dormitory for the student in the Taiwan university. Are you in the dormitory, or you already in your own home?
Like since like National Taiwan University is situated in Taipei City, the capital, and I currently live in New Taipei City, which is really near to Taipei. I just have to take the metro, and it's maybe like 20 to 30 minutes away. So I stay in home. Like sometimes I feel like maybe in the later years I will want to stay in a dormitory, since like our curriculum is so tight, like from 8 in the morning to 5 at the night or something, like even more. I feel like I may not want to like have this 20 and 30 like this traveling time for me to actually get to the university. But I just like at the same time I feel like staying home is a good way to still be connected to your family. since you know, like when you're going to be a resident doctor in a hospital, it's gonna be a really tough day for you, and you don't really have this kind of time, and you don't have this energy to spend time with your family. So I feel like for now, I can really seize this chance to actually study and accompany my parents at the same time. So I currently stay at home. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's quite good. Because yeah, as for the several years as we become a doctor, so we have a very full time. So maybe we have a lack of time for our family, right? So yeah, we can just okay. So maybe that's all for the question. So let's go to the next section. So for the non-academic question, so there are several of the question. So I want to ask for the first question. So the first one is, can you tell us some of your non-academic activities and how busy you consider yourself?
Okay. So like I think the extracurriculum activities. I want to first divide my extracurricular activity into maybe three parts. The first part is family time. You know, I really want to spend more time in my family and actually take time because you have to like allocate time to them. And the second one is I have to spend time with my partner because, you know, like when you have a significant other. Oh, sorry, I had to divide into four parts. The third part is AMSA. Like I am the national director of Taiwan. It's actually take me a lot of time to like, especially pre-meetings and a lot of like contracts going on. And since Taiwan is a really like a chapter with a long history with AMSA, so we have this already established system. So we usually get like 10 or more contracts a year. So like we have to handle it during a same tenure. It's gonna be a really tiring stuff. So I would say like AMSA have taken up my time really much. And the fourth part is I would like to have some I like to paint. So I actually joined like a painting club in my university. So I was said that most of the extracurriculum would be like divided in this four part. And the reason why I chose painting or even like wanting to go into a club is because I feel like besides learning, I want a channel to express my feelings and express just want to like really focus on another thing and aside from like study and like maybe pressure or something like that. So I feel like painting and like creating your own stuff is actually a great way for me to express myself and letting go of the pressure at the same time. So I feel like painting club is actually a really good option for me as the extracurriculum option. Yes.
Oh, okay. So you already mentioned about AMSA. So I would like to ask about AMSA. Okay, so having AMSA as one of your academic activities, must have brought a lot of experiences, right, and insight, right?
Yeah.
So now can you tell us what you learned from being a part of AMSA in Taiwan, and how could you describe AMSA for you?
Okay, so like when I first entered AMSA, like after being like notified that yes, you're accepted as our national director, I was feel like okay, so I'm in this kind of like grand association, and then the first national meeting online, of course, because it was during the pandemic, they give me a really strong impression that I have to do things correctly, and I am really responsible of making the whole AMSEP, the whole exchange things running smoothly. So I feel like the whole system is really established, and AMSA Taiwan has a lot of great history, and they also want the students in this kind of group really share their part and make AMSA Taiwan and also Taiwan a better place for medical students. So I was feel like really honored to be a part of this, but at the same time, we have to allocate time for this. So the biggest experience, the greatest, I would say, what I reap from being a DOMSEP of of chapter Taiwan is that I need to know like how to allocate my time and how to do things right when like many people have different ideas. When you're the leader you have to kind of like make sure that everyone have expressed their ideas, and then the group can reach a consensus after a really nice discussion. I feel like these two aspects is really important. But for a really beneficial part for me is that I have the chance to know many people around the world, especially I'm in this place of the national director. So I automatically can learn a lot of like people from different chapters and know their directors and their local officers. So I can see a lot of cultures and a lot of like different opinions and different attitudes during even just an online meeting. Some people have more assertive attitude because they want to run things smoothly. Some people would prefer a more friendly atmosphere, and they want to like try to be a friend kind of atmosphere. So I feel like I learn a lot of different ways for people to really communicate and know many things about different people. And also I can learn about their medical education system like automatically in our meetings. So I feel like this is kind of a great way for me to make friends and expand my knowledge at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, that's great, fantastic. As I mentioned, being a director of AMSEP for AMSA Taiwan, you kind of busy, right?
Yeah, really busy.
Okay.
Like my family always said that, you have another meeting tonight? I thought you just had one yesterday. Yes, that's another one. That's another one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's yeah. I curious about what is your reason for choosing being a director of AMSA Taiwan? Do you have any reason for it?
Okay. When I was in high school, I have a really good friend. She also wants to enter so she also retook the test with me, and she also entered a medical university. Well, she is in our university, but we are all in the same grade in the medical field. So she is really experienced since she in the freshman year she has entered a competition in our AMSA Taiwan. We have certain competitions, and she entered one, and she even gained a prize. And she has really good experience with the whole competition, like the whole AMSA Taiwan thing. So she recommended me about this association, and I start to learn more about it after her introduction. And I also Google it and I do my research, and I feel like, yes, it's a good way for me to actually like know more people outside my universities. And also at the same time, I can cross Taiwan to have a better, right? They can have a better experience in their exchange, and they have like the all medical students who are involved can have a better resources and better knowledge about other people. So I feel like doing the medical AMSEP of AMSEP Taiwan can actually like I can help people, and I also broaden myself at the same time. And also my friends are in it, so like it's such a plus. It's a whole package. Like, why should I give up the chance to actually enter? Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Yeah. So yeah, as you mentioned before, that being a director of AMSEP is how about your budget? How do you spend your free time? What do you usually do to entertain yourself as a director of AMSEP?
Okay. At first, I would say I would like to really eat. Just find something like good places, good restaurants, and I want to visit them. Yeah. So like eating is such a healing process for me. But at the same time, when I stand on the weight and I see my weight is like getting higher, it's such a pressure for me at the same time. So I will also do sports. I especially like jogging, and I like to do Pilates and weightlifting. So I feel like eating and doing sport are actually two ways for me to like spend my time in the free time. And also these two events for me, they all will induce my dopamine to actually release. So the release of my dopamine. So I will feel really happy after doing that. So I say that if I have this much of free time, like in my usually free time, I would do like eating and also do sports at the same time to kind of like balance the guilty after eating a lot of good things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite good because I already like I do not interested in sport, but I already like jogging for several kind of weeks. So yeah, maybe that's quite good for us for being a medical student that like balance life balance like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so Leslie, so this is the last question for the non-academic activities. So Leslie, what is your opinion on the medical education system right now? Is there anything you wish would change for a better life?
Hmm. I would say like since the medical system in Taiwan has a long history, so like for the clinical part and the professional part, like both universities and my university has done a really great job already. But like I feel like for the more patient oriented lectures, since this idea is like more late developed, like compared to the clinical practice and stuff, I think there are still a lot of things need to be like fixed or make it more wholesome for lectures, or else like I can find my classmates finding the lectures kind of like repeating itself again and again, like say you have to like understand, you have to emphasize with your patient, but they just gave a really shallow description and maybe some shallow ways for us to like how you can do it, how can you achieve this kind of goal of being more humanitarian doctor. But I feel like it's actually more than that. If you want us to become a more like patient oriented doctor, I don't feel like just giving lectures sometimes will even achieve the idea. So I feel like there are still a lot of ways that we can do something about this kind of courses. But of course, like these kind of things maybe we could only experience when we enter the medical field ourselves. But I know like these lectures have this aim for us to like equip the students before them entering the actual field, right? So I think that maybe the whole system can actually think of a better way to really deliver this kind of ideas and the lectures to the students. Yeah. Whereas the students may feel like, I think I already know it. I know it. So why are you always repeating it again, again, and again? Like, I feel like I'm equipped it, but somehow like maybe in the end we're not. So I feel like there are still better ways to do it. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I hope that for the next or for the future, I hope that there will be a very good educational system so we can just go. Okay, yeah. Okay, fantastic. I hope all of the audience here could understand better about what we have taught earlier and maybe could be a motivation for gathering more knowledge and experience, whether it is in academic experience and non-academic experience. So, all right, that was such an insightful goal. Okay, now that we have talked about the serious topics, now I think we should relax ourselves a little bit while playing a game. What do you think, Annie?
I'm okay with it. I'm always fine with everything.
Okay, okay, fantastic, cool. Okay, now we are going to play a game named Would You Rather. This game is
Mhm.
very popular, and I believe most of us have already know the rules. The rules are pretty simple. I give you two options, then you will tell me which one from the two options that you prefer. After that, you will explain why do you choose it. Is it clear?
Okay. Yeah, it's clear. Perfect
Okay.
clear.
Okay, also let's start now. Okay, so for the first question is, would you rather know only the bad parts of your future or not know your future at all?
I would say it's a really easy one. I would choose the latter because I feel like when you know the things that are gonna happen in the future, you will be too cautious for you to even experience any good things. Yes. So I feel like Nagor's like you if you don't know anything, it's such a blast. Like because you always have possibilities. You won't limit yourself because of the things you've been told. So I feel like not knowing anything would be better. Yes, but it's or something like let me know. Yeah, but like if like there's anything like you're gonna be in a car accident or something like that, I will be too cautious. Like I cannot even like drive properly, and I may miss many good chance to see really beautiful scenery, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very quite fantastic answer. Okay, let's go to the next question. So, would you rather being the part of AMSA forever or not knowing AMSA at all?
Oh my gosh, this is really hard. So if I know AMSA forever, do I need to
Yeah,
be like working forever or something?
yeah,
I would say
yeah.
like I want to know AMSA forever, but not like being a director forever. Yes, can I say that? Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay,
like I
you
feel
could
like
say that.
yeah, AMSA provides me a lot of chance, like such as knowing you guys, like meeting you guys and like sharing my experience to everyone here. Like, but at the same time, like it's still like a task also. So like, but like for me, like AMSA is a really good experience as far as it's so good right now. Like as far as so good. So I feel like if I'm saying from my point of view, also like AMSA is a really great chance for me. I really think myself in the past few months that I actually like in the past year that I actually start to have this kind of motivation to know about AMSA and even like really sign up for being a national director. So good job, Annie. Pass, Annie. Yeah, you did a really good job. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you do really good job, Amy. So yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
so amazing. You're so fantastic person. Okay,
Thank you for your
okay.
compliment.
So maybe yes, okay. Maybe that's all for the game session. Okay, so as expected, those answer and explanation are always so amazing. So now we have known more about you and the environment of the medical education in Taiwan. Now I'm kind of curious of your knowledge about Indonesia, because
Mhm.
as a country with so many ethical cultures, Indonesia has so many things to explore. And maybe we can start from what do you know about Indonesia? It can be anything like food, maybe or culture, or some popular places you know about Indonesia.
Mm. I would say like my greatest impression for intern Indonesia is actually from AMSA as well. Because like for me, I never get the chance to really visit Indonesia. But I know like this is really a competent country and also in the medical field as well. And Indonesia, the chapter of Indonesia has always been a really prominent chapter like in this whole AMSA system. So I think like I have this kind of really grand and really strong impression, especially in AMSA. And for the people I meet, I feel like they are always really friendly and they always like give me a big smile for reply. So I feel like this is the like the biggest impression like for me from Indonesia, and they are really like efficient and they always like it's like your chapter always give a lot of like activities, give us really many activities and chances for people. And I feel like this is a really friendly country and I would really want to personal visit. As I just mentioned at the beginning of this whole session, I really want to travel more. And I hope after the pandemic, I can actually have the chance to visit Indonesia. Yeah, that would be one of my biggest dreams.
Okay, I hope
Yeah.
the pandemic will become to an end, so you could visit Indonesia and you can go visit us in Jember
Yay!
actually. Okay. Okay. So we will wait you here in Indonesia, Amy. So yeah, maybe that's all for. Oh no. Also maybe Amy, if this pandemic end, you could visit Indonesia and you can try the foods here. I'm so sure
Mhm.
that you're gonna love them.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
does that sound? Or
Like I know about
do you
like
have
the
any?
cooking, yeah, but I don't know the
Okay,
name
so
because yeah.
uh, what do you how what do you food of what do you food like, or what do you have any interesting food in Indonesia?
I feel like because like spice is a really like important part in your cuisine. I feel like yes. So like I don't know if you guys know Taiwanese night market. Like we have like this kind of like night stands and people like do a little snacks like cuisines and like the tourists can come and go and then just like if you see they see something they want to eat they can grab and in the really low price like commonly. Yeah, so it's like a really for me I would really want to taste those kind of thing like snacks like maybe some meat. I don't know if what's the name called but it's like meat a lot of like meat in a what's like called a bar or something and then it's like I don't really know what's it called in Indonesia, but I can only like try to explain like but I know like if you guys don't get it like it's my fault because like, I don't really know how to
That's
like
fine.
say
That's
it
fine.
properly. Yeah. So I would feel like I really want to have this like more um kind of like was like original food and then covered with the spice. I don't know what it's like. It's more like a yellowish and reddish, and sometimes they'll go with a rice or something like that. I don't know the actual name of the cuisine, but I would say I will definitely want to try it. Yeah, but I don't know, like there are still a lot of like many cuisines that we can actually taste from. And I feel like Asia has a lot of like secret recipes and snacks that you don't always know like how they are made, and they always taste some like with some bizarre tasting and really like fantastic and exotic. Yes, so I would definitely want to sample one if I really get there. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Maybe there are so many like traditional food that we have, like for rendang, this meat that meat that have a spice from Jogja, and it's like street food. And then there's so many kind of food here. Yeah. So maybe if depending by yourself.
Yeah, thank you, because
Okay.
I like to try a lot of like things. And Taiwan is also
Okay.
known for a lot of like a great cuisine. So if you guys ever come to Taiwan, you can like contact me. I can host you and I can take you to different places. And as you know, I've tried a lot of good places. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, I would like if the pandemic come to an end and I have a chance to go to Taiwan, I would like go to the night market in Taiwan, because I already seen it in my YouTube. So because there's so many kind of food there, so I would like to try it one, like for the maybe for the meat as you mentioned before, and there's so many kind of food that I would like to try it in Taiwan actually.
Sure, definitely. I would definitely host you. So if you ever come to Taiwan, just like contact me. I'll be there right away.
Okay, that's good. That's fantastic. Okay, maybe that's all. Okay, all right, guys. By that, we have finished all this event's agenda, and we have learned so many things today. And thank you so much for our special guest, Annie, for sharing your amazing and insightful experiences. Also, thank you for attending our agenda today. And Leslie, for our lovely viewers, don't forget to always catch up with our awesome contents in our Instagram at AMSA-Jember, and also come to visit our YouTube channel, and you can watch it our content in YouTube. So I'm Umar. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode. Project Question Experiencing Possible. Viva AMSA.